Hi friends, I'm back. I know it's been a while since I posted. I think my last video was my November TBR, which I actually did follow. I was really proud of myself for that one. So it's definitely been a while and I'm happy to be back. So I kind of lost motivation for booktube a little bit. My Mac really wasn't the best quality for video taking. As you can tell, this quality is a lot better. And I was just having a hard time figuring out the editing, and my Mac would die halfway through recording, and it was just really frustrating. So I kind of gave up on it, and then for Christmas, I got a new computer for my boyfriend. My Mac I got when I started college for my bachelor's in 2013, so it was definitely time for me to retire it. I wasn't able to play Sims, and I'm a huge Sims fan. And I was really bummed because there were these fun new expansion packs coming out, and I couldn't do it because my Mac was so old it wouldn't run it. So my boyfriend got me this new computer. He put some research into it with his cousin, and my Sims will run great on this, and the camera is really good. So I'm hoping to kind of play around with editing a little bit and kind of motivate me to get back into BookTube because I do really miss it. I probably should have started this a long time ago when quarantine started because there's nothing else to do, but you know what? Better late than never, right? So today I have a little haul of books. So since I last posted in November, I have gotten so many books, like ridiculous amounts of books. I mean, you can never have too many books, right? So I decided to narrow it down to the most recent books I got in a specific genre. So I am really into the romance chicklet genre. I want to give a little shout out to Heather at Bookable. She's one of my favorite booktubers, and she kind of inspired me to get into this genre. So when I graduated college in 2017 with my bachelor's, before I went on to get my master's, I started reading again for fun because when you're in college, you don't read for fun because you have so much reading to do. So I was really into thrillers. That was the number one book I would go to, but you can only read so many thrillers before they start to get boring and feel like they're the same. I mean, that's the same for romances too. I have to take a break from them after I read a bunch at once, but I was always kind of iffy about romances because I don't like super steamy or erotic books. I get very uncomfortable. But Heather talked about these ones that are kind of cute and fluffy and cheesy at times, which I just love because I'm a hopeless romantic. So books like these are my go-to. And a lot of these books are similar. I think I have seven to show you. They all follow kind of the enemies to lover trope, I think, which is my favorite. And I always feel like you can never have too many of those because they're just fun and they're funny and the banter is great. So I'm going to go through the seven that I have. My descriptions of them may not be 100% accurate because they all just kind of blend together after a while and I've gotten so many romances. Like, it's good that you can't see the rest of my room because you see my two shelves are stacked with books. And these are all books I haven't read. The ones that are sideways I have read. And then, of course, I read Harry Potter, but there's literally a tower, not exaggerating, of books of romances that I really need to get on top of. So I have no time to go through all of those. So I decided I would go through a couple of the new releases. So yeah, we're gonna jump right into it. So this first one gives me serious When Dimple Met Rishi vibes, and that is The Trouble with Hating You by Sajina Patel. I definitely butchered that first name, and I apologize for that. So this cover, first of all, is gorgeous. I love the illustrated covers with the characters on the front, and the border on this is so pretty, and I like the color. It's like an orange. So this is a very attractive book. So, if for those of you who haven't read One Diplomat Rishi, it is a book by Sandhya Menon, who is queen, and it follows Dimple and Rishi, who are Indian, and their parents have set them up to basically have an arranged marriage. And Dimple is not into that. Her mom's kind of pushing her to get ready to settle down, and she's like, "Nope, I want to be successful. I want to do my own stuff." So she asked to go to this coding camp and they agree, but they don't tell her that Rishi's only also going to be there, and that's why they agree to it. So Dimple and Rishi meet. It doesn't go so well. It's super funny. They end up not liking each other, and there goes that. But then they get paired up for a coding project, and they end up becoming friends, which turns into more. It's very cute, and it has a special place in my heart. So this one kind of is very similar. So it follows our main characters, Leah and Jay. And Leah is a biochemical engineer. She's very successful. She wants to be the top of her career. She's very independent. She has no want in dating or marriage. And then we have Jay, who's a lawyer in training. And he basically, what I get from this is that he like is like that attractive guy who doesn't want to settle down yet either. So what they do is her parents have a dinner party and he ends up there and she finds out they're trying to set them up and she's furious. She does not want to marry. She wants nothing to do with this guy. And she ends up having to hire a lawyer to save her company because they are not doing so well. And who shows up? But Jay. Jay's a lawyer assigned to it. So they start with their business talks, and then it turns into friendship, and it turns into more. So at first they do not get along. She wants nothing to do with him. But then slowly it turns into more. It says she'll do anything to avoid marriage, even if it means giving up the perfect guy. It sounds really cute. It's not too long. It's a pretty good size, and it looks like it has different point of views of the characters, which I love. So yeah, the next one just recently came out too, and it's the first in a companion series, I believe, and that is The Tourist Attraction by Sarah Morgenthaler, and it actually takes place in Alaska. So I haven't read any of the books that take place in Alaska. There's one by K.A. Tucker. I think it's A Simple Wild that I haven't read yet, but I really need to pick it up because a lot of people have been praising it. But this one takes place in Alaska and it follows our main characters, Graham and Zoe. So Graham lives in Alaska and he runs this little tourist diner shop thing. And Zoe's about to spend 2 weeks in Alaska, which has been her dream. And she falls in love with Alaska when she gets there. And she ends up running into him, and he's very like grumpy and wants nothing to do with her, and she wants to know more about him. They keep running into each other and it turns into a romance. It says she's taking a trip, he's about to fall, so it sounds like she's going to be the one that will turn his grumpiness around, and they're just kind of change his point of view. And I wonder what's going to happen after her 2 weeks in Alaska. So I'm excited about this. And then back it says he had a strict no tourist policy until she broke all of his rules. So it sounds like he doesn't like having tourists in his diner, the tourist trap. And he meant it as a joke, but then all these tourists start coming. So it's super fun. And there's a dog on the cover, so that's a win. Excuse me. The next one is a small one. This also just came out and it's called The Island Affair by Priscilla Oliveras. I really don't know much about this. I literally bought it because of the cover because it's so, so pretty. So I'm just going to go off the back of it and read it. So it says, looks like we have Sarah, who is a social media influencer who's in recovery from an eating disorder. Ooh, I love those kind of books that have mental illness or kind of people struggling with that kind of stuff. Since I'm a social worker, I love reading about that. So it looks like her family is going to go on a Florida family vacation, and she has a boyfriend who ends up failing. So she runs into this guy, Luis Navarro, who's a firefighter, paramedic, and dive captain, and he pretends to be her fiance. So not only does she have this boyfriend, but she told her family she's engaged to him, and he bails. So she's like, oh crap, what do I do? And she pulls him in. His family, he's Cuban, his family has been in Key West for generations, and he's excited to go back, and they have to come up with this how we met story, and they end up enjoying the family vacation. And when it's time for Sarah to go home, their fake relationship turns into something more. So not only is this is another one of my favorite tropes. I love the fake lovers one. I always think that's so fun. Like on Honeymooners by Christina Lauren really hooked me on that trope. So I'm excited about this. I actually didn't know that it was a fake dating trope, and it's like less than 300 pages. So that's great. I love when books are like that. And it looks like there's going to be a second book called His Perfect Partner. Oh no, that's a different book. I apologize. But there's going to be a second one of this. So definitely want to pick this up soon. It seems like a good summer read. And now that we're getting into warmer weather, I could definitely see myself reading this on a beach if we're ever allowed to go back to beaches. Next one is The Perfect Escape by Suzanne Park, and it follows our characters Nate, Jae-woo Kim, and Kate Anderson, and it looks like they're classmates. So it says that Nate wants to be rich. When one of his classmates offers Nate a ridiculous amount of money to commit grade fraud, he knows that taking the windfall would help support his prideful Korean family, but is compromising his integrity. Worth it. Kate Anderson wants a fresh start away from her controlling father. She fantasizes about escaping to New York where she can pursue her dreams. But how can Kate get there when she can't even buy dinner without his approval? I cannot talk today. Worlds collide when Nate and Kate, that rhymes, Nate and Kate, I just picked that up, meet at the zombie-themed escape room where they both work. While as sparks fly, fate steps in. A local tech company is hosting a weekend-long survivalist competition with a huge cash prize that could solve all their problems. The real challenge, making it through the weekend with their hearts intact. One guy, one girl, one weekend-long survivalist competition. What could go wrong? Oh, so this is giving me Hunger Games vibes in a not as death way. Um, this sounds like it basically they run into each other at their job and they go on this weekend together for this competition and probably end up not liking each other and then falling for each other as they both try to survive. So that sounds good. I also think this is going to be a companion series. I've been noticing lately that a lot of these books, like the romances, are companion novels, which I also really like. It's fun following other characters that are mentioned in the story. So instead of just getting the little blurb of them from the main characters, you get to follow their story, and I really think that's kind of cool. And this one's less than 300 pages as well. So sounds really good. This next one just came out as well. I have another book by this author that I haven't picked up yet, but here we are. Hopefully I like his writing or her writing because I picked up another one of them. And that is Not That Kind of Guy by Andy J. Christopher. So this follows our main character, Bridget, who is a state attorney, and she is very into her job. She likes to put people behind bars. She's all about the system and making it better for women. And then there's an intern there named Matt who is basically obsessed with Bridget and she wants nothing to do with him because she's like, you're my intern and I'm your boss. But when she's not his boss anymore, he goes to take a chance. And it sounds like she's like, I don't know about that. And they decide to go to Vegas, which looks like um, Bridget's brother is getting married in Vegas and she needs a date for the wedding. So when she realizes her intern's not an intern anymore, she takes him with her. So it looks like another fake relationship kind of trope. So I like this this last sentence. An impulsive decision takes him to Las Vegas, where, as the saying goes, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, unless you put a ring on it. We can get behind that. This next one also just came out. There's a surprise. And I've heard that this is not only a romance, but kind of a family story. So I'm going off that it goes perfect in the genre, but maybe it doesn't. And that is Real Mad Knit by Kawana Jackson. And this is a cute, from what I know of it, it follows this family who just lose their mother, who actually adopted all of them. It's Jesse, and he has a couple brothers, and his mom ran a knitting shop, and Jesse wants to keep the shop in business, but his brothers don't, so he learns how to knit. And then when he's basically trying to ask his brothers, we need to keep the shop open for Mama's memory, this girl overhears it and volunteers to help him, and it turns into a romance. It says the more they spend together, the stronger the chemistry builds between them. And the female character is Carrie. This is definitely something different than what I would normally read. I think the kind of subject of the book is interesting, especially with men knitting, because you don't hear that a lot with the way that society has gender roles and whatnot. So I'm excited to kind of see how this works because, no, just it seems like an interesting kind of plot. And last but not least, I don't know if this book came out this year. I think it did. Pretty sure it did, but my best friend told me about it, and I meant to pick it up and pre-order it a while ago, and then I forgot about it, and then I saw it on Goodreads, and I was like, oh yeah, I wanted that. And it is If You Only Knew by Perina Pickett. It says, sometimes moving forward means facing the past. I believe he's like a bad boy who just came out of jail, but I can't remember if that's this one or a different one. So yes, it was. So Corey just got released from jail. He was in a gang. And so Corey agrees to vandalize the home of the prosecutor who put him away. And then there's Tessa, who spends most of her nights riding her motorcycle trying to escape her guilt about the crime no one knows she committed. When she catches Corey destroying her father's car, she doesn't see a criminal. She sees a way to finally right her own wrongs. So instead of turning Corey over to the police, she convinces her father to give Corey a second chance. Oh, okay, so it looks like Tessa's father is the one who put Corey away, and she's got a secret of her own, and she ends up convincing her father basically to not put him back behind bars because he seems like a troubled youth, and he agrees, and they spend time together, and it turns into more. And this is less than 300 pages too, so that's another one. And I really like this cover. It's different than a lot of the other books, and It's red underneath with some pink writing, which I think looks kind of cool too. I definitely want to pick this up soon. I didn't realize there was that much into it. I love books like that too. So yeah, those are all the recent releases of romances that I have. I was just looking over to make sure I got them, and I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I did. Right? I'm a mess this morning. Anyways, so yeah, hopefully I was able to explain some of them okay, and you guys might be interested in picking some of them up. If you have read these titles before, definitely let me know so I can kind of decide which one I want to go with first. And maybe I'll post a video soon of all the romances I have left to read, which is a lot. So maybe I'll just kind of list them. But anyways, so before we go, I just wanted to show you my shirt. It's Hermione 2020. I got it when I was in New York with my boyfriend and his family before this quarantine kind of started at a little bookshop, and I love it. I love Harry Potter, as you can tell, and I will probably still wear this after the 2020 election because it's great, and not a lot of people will have this shirt. And when I wore it to work a couple times, my coworkers loved it, so that was cool. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think in the comments. If any of these books you've read, if you've enjoyed them, if you didn't enjoy them, if you have any ideas of which one I should pick up first. And I will look forward to seeing you guys soon. Bye!